चल हो जा शुरू।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो पतवारा हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो पतवारा हुआ रे।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
JP Nadda goes back to
railways
health ministry. Remember, he was handling the health ministry earlier.
So he goes back to health.
Yes.
And we not really. I mean, a significant ministry, but not really the most sort of the high-profile ministry as of now. And we are told that Ram Mohan Naidu will be taking charge of civil aviation, which was the ministry earlier held by Jyotiraditya Scindia. Jyotiraditya Scindia will be moving out, and so we are seeing. Interesting. I mean, I wouldn't call what I've seen so far to be very significant changes. But what I would say is that there is a feeling here that this new cabinet has a lot more depth of experience, years under the table, Abhishek, than the previous one. I mean, in terms of independent decision making, these cabinet ministers would be able to do much more. You know, maybe we are going to have a lot more decentralization of operations under this kind of a cabinet than previously. Because at the end of the day, you have a lot of chief ministers and ex-chief ministers, who are holding major portfolios, you know. And we are told that shipping will be going to Sarbanan Sonowal. Was he holding shipping earlier?
Yes, he was. So he continued in the same ministry.
The incredible story here about this cabinet is 80% continuity. And it's unfinished agenda story. It's also an endorsement of how these individual ministers have done so far, if you look at it that way. Because if you see Sarbanan Sonowal holding on to shipping, then but for minor tweaks and the inclusion of some major figures, you see a lot of continuity. I think what's going to happen here, the government's bring a lot of experience into the government, and the government's going to put in a lot of youth power and energy into the functioning of the BJP. So I'm very keen to see what happens to the BJP after this.
Essentially what is happening, Ornob, is that while we still await an official confirmation from the Rashtrapati Bhavan, remember,
we have Mr. Bittu also, who I'm hearing is going to get the ministry for minority affairs.
Yes.
Earlier this ministry was held by Smriti Irani.
Yes.
Mr. Bittu gets it. Remember, Mr. Bittu is the BJP candidate, if I'm not mistaken, from Ludhiana. I'm not sure he was successful.
He lost. Yet, because of Punjab factor, he's been taken in the Council of Ministers.
Because of the Punjab factor, he is being brought in as the Minority Affairs Minister. So that is a very, very important portfolio distribution. Ladies and gentlemen, if you see here, effectively Abhishek
Yadav retains his environment, comes back to environment ministry, retains his environment ministry.
Environment ministry.
Okay.